Hello, everybody. This is Helen. I teach at the Dorothy Benson Senior Services Center, and today is day 3 or week 3 of our printing on fabric, the most simple, basic way. Okay, so we've already seen where I made a homemade stencil, and I also added with fabric markers those lines and some details. Okay. So this is what we did last week. We did the turtle stencil. And I was trying to add some details, but I probably should have looked at a picture, but you can use the fabric markers and really enhance and give it a little bit more dimension to your work. So I was just kind of trying to make the shell thing, the marks they have, and probably should have looked at a picture to see what they actually look like. You can also highlight certain areas like the eye. I'm just going to highlight just underneath the eye, and I don't see why you can't like make marks between your little stencil spaces. So, let's see, I think they have little like dot like textures. So let's try that. And just kind of like just playing around. So this is just a test piece. So, I can try different kind of techniques and see if I like it. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just adding some little dot-like things, but it doesn't look that exciting. Maybe I need to try a different color. So always do a test sheet. It's fun. If it turns out that's great, you need to practice, practice, practice. Okay. So that's what we did last week. And these were the store-bought stencils. And you can buy stencils anywhere. You can buy it in the store. You can buy it online. Yeah, they're everywhere. All right. So these are just the very simple stencils. And we learned how to make the stencils out of sandpaper, waterproof sandpaper before. So today I kind of want to do something a little bit fun here. What if we found stuff around the house and try stamping with it? Okay, so I'm going to actually put some paper towels underneath here, and this is just a piece of muslin, nothing fancy. And what I did last night was I cut an apple in half, and I did it last night because I kind of wanted to dry out and get a crisp edge. So I was going to try to stamp that. I also took a potato and carved that out and let that dry out a little bit. See if that will work. So let's see. And remember, I'm using the textile, Jacquard brand textile paints, and also the extender. So if you add water to this, you're going to lose some of the bonding factor. So once again, let's put some, we're going to make it like a stamping pad here, okay? So I got some paper towels. You can use whatever you want. The problem is, let's say you use foam and you had made a stamping pad, the paint's going to dry out on you, then you won't be able to use it again. So unless you keep that foam wet somehow, moist, it might be tricky. I'm just using paper towels and paper plates. And I'm in the kitchen right now, so I'm next to the faucet, and that would be helpful. Let me move, but I don't have much space here. All right, so let's try the apple stamp and see if we get anything exciting here, okay? So I'm going to put some of the red down here. And the color just out of the jar is not that interesting. So maybe I'll put some green and see what happens, or even yellow. I'll just put a little bit of green on this side. Okay, let's see. And you probably always want to rinse your spoons out because this is kind of like acrylic paint. You don't want like dried pieces of acrylic paint on your in your stamp pad. So I'm just going to rinse the spoon. Okay. So I rinsed the spoons and I've already gotten like a dried piece on there. All right, we'll add some of the extender because I think it's not that interesting to do it like a solid color straight out of the jar. Remember this paint, textile paint, you do have to heat set it, follow the instructions. And what was I going to say? Oh, I'm going to actually mix some of this. I'm going to make an icky color. Yeah, it does. Okay, maybe I need some yellow. What was I saying? Oh, you need to heat set it, but you got to follow the instructions, all right? And everything should be washable, but I would, do cold water. My garment that I did in navy, it faded eventually. It didn't fade that bad, but it did fade some because I kept putting it in hot. I wash it a gazillion times in hot water. So, okay, let's see. All right, now this is going to be a little bit tricky because I don't have a place to stamp. Run out of space. Okay. Here we go. Let's take this out. Make another stamp pad. Okay. I think you need to mix the paint and then put it on your stamp pad. That would have been smarter. So let's see. I'm going to mix a little bit of red or a lot of bit of red. Okay, I'm afraid this is going to dry out. Okay, stamp pads are kind of tricky because you kind of have to have an even surface. So I'm just going to smear this on. I'm not sure if that's going to stay wet. You know what? I'm going to wet the paper towel a little bit, keep it damp. Especially in the winter when things dry out more because the heater's on. Okay, so I'll just smear all that on there and hope it works. And a little bit of that on there. I'm just going to blot this on and so wow, I can't believe this is drying out so fast. Okay, let's do the apple first. So this stamping method is kind of tricky because when you first put the ink on, it gets absorbed by the your stamp. So, and I don't have a brayer. I mean, I guess you could kind of put a brayer on. If you use a brush, you get brush marks. So let's hope that's going to work. So let's put it here. And you do want to put some like padding underneath. Okay. All right, that's kind of cute. That worked pretty cute. Here we go. So just a tiny little, you can see this, here we go. Tiny little apple print right there, okay? Now I could, once this is dry, I can go and add details to this. Okay, now because I let the apple dry overnight, I can get the crisp edge. Okay, except for I smashed it down. Let me try another one. All right, this is going to require a lot of paint. Smear, smear, smear. Need some more red. Now, don't forget I added extender. That's why it's coming out a little bit light on here. This might be a really fun project to do with children. Also, you should look in your vegetable section because, you know, like when you slice the bottom part of the celery, you know, if you have a bunch, celery bunch, it makes a pretty flower print. Okay, this one's a little bit darker, okay, because the first print, the ink gets absorbed by your stamp. Okay, that's kind of cute. Let's put a couple more. And you don't want to like, you know, because there's probably, yeah, there's dye on your paper towel underneath, so you don't want to just move your fabric. Okay. Okay, notice it's actually picking up the little stem. All right, that's cute. Let me see if I can do one more. A little bit of yellow here. Okay, so you really kind of want to be by your sink because it gets kind of messy here. So I just lob it on. Let's hope this works. Okay, so now I've got this thing where, put this away. All right, so I've got 4 apples here, okay? And if you can see it picked up the stem. If I want, this is just a little round apple, but I guess apples come in different shapes. What I did was, when I sliced it, I made sure I had that stem, okay, and whatever is going on here. Okay, all right, so that's the apple, and you don't want to move this because, where is it? Oh, the paper towel picks up the ink. So now, let's try the potato, see what that looks like. I'll put this aside. And let's see. Looks like I could just dump the dye on here and just smear it. Okay. And I'll do it with, oh, I better not do it with green. I'm gonna do it with red again. Oops, should have used a spoon. All right, and then I'm going to add, you know what, I think these stamps are picking up less paint than, I'm not going to use extender right now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to smear the, and this is probably, I need to probably move it a little bit too thick down here. It looks kind of like still red. Okay. Okay, potato time. Oh, this one doesn't have a handle, so I'll probably get dirty. Okay, remember the first inking, it's going to be, it should be a little bit lighter. Oh, this is hard to pick up. I should have put a handle on it or something. Okay, let's see what the potato does. I carved this out with an X-Acto knife last night. And okay, so I was trying to get the moisture out of the potato because that affects how light the paint is. But let's try it again. And let's see if it'll pick up more paint. I don't have a place to grab on this potato. Ooh, I think I put too much on there. All right. Put it on here. Yeah, I should have cut the potato in half because I don't have a way to pick it up. Okay, that's a little bit darker. I picked up more paint. Now, the cool thing about these kind of designs is, you know, just one print like this, it might not be that exciting. But if you kind of like keep going and creating like a pattern, maybe, it really comes out pretty. And this is just a simple potato carving. Okay. So picking up more paint, but I've got blobbies here because I just got too much paint smeared in there. So you need to practice, all right? And I guess potatoes aren't that expensive. So that might be a good way to, I don't know how long your stamp will last. I guess the potato just gets mushy or something. All right, I'll just keep going here. All right, let's see. Now this can get really fun and addicting, especially if you do with children. They're just gonna keep stamping everything around them. Okay, so if I had like fabric and I wanted to make a apron or something, or I had an apron. Okay, that's kind of pretty. Okay, and you can do the same thing with the apple. So I only have 4 apples here, but if I stamp some more, now I really don't know how long the apple's going to last either. Okay, let's see if I put too much on here. I'm going to go in the opposite direction, upside down direction. Okay, so anything, if you just do it in multiples, it comes out, makes a nice pattern. This might be a really cute pattern for, oops, I overlapped. Oh, okay, so what I'm finding is I didn't put that much ink paint on this one part, and it picked up the texture of the paper towel. So that's interesting. Okay, ooh. So it picked up the texture of the paper towel. So if I had like corrugated cardboard, it might pick up that texture. Or heavy burlap, maybe it might pick up that texture. So that's an idea right there. So simple stamping, that's what we have so far, okay? I'm going to move this aside. If you're doing this at home, like a project with the kids, see if you can hang up a string or some kind of a line, like a clothesline in the house, and hang these up to dry, okay? I don't have, because you're going to run out of space real fast. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I may want to do the apple stamp, get another apple and do an apple stamp on like a canvas tote bag, okay? But I need to practice first. All right, now let's try, I have, these are clay stamps that I use in ceramics. I don't know if they'll work. So let's try that. And I am going to get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let me rinse this off real quick. And you need to wear an apron when you do this because if it gets on your clothes, it's quite permanent. Because basically it's acrylic paint. I'm going to, oops, I guess the paper plate was dirty. Oh, wow, it wipes off the paper plate. I am going to dampen the paper towel. And have a trash can nearby, okay? You're gonna need it. Otherwise, you're gonna have paper towels with paint on it, and it's gonna get on everything. All right, have to have a lot of planning to do this. Okay, so I dampened the paper towel a little bit. Okay, this time I'm going to use navy. Oh, I forgot. I should. Oh no, I'll use violet because it's pretty. Okay, let's use violet. I forgot I was supposed to go get some blue, regular blue paint, because all I have is navy. All right, I am actually going to add extender to this one. Hey, Sharita.
Hey, Helen.
Okay. Adding extender to this one to kind of make it just a little bit light. Okay. Now I've got too much blobbed on here, so I'm going to have to scoot this aside a little bit. Okay. Let's see how, oh, there's two. Okay, I'll try this. Okay, remember the first time, the first go around, it's going to be absorbed in the stamp. Let's see if this will work. Okay, that's a little bit light. I need more. Okay, this is clay, so maybe it's not picking up enough of the paint. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Okay. All right, let's try that. It's very, very light. Oh, I know. I lightened the dye. That's why it's a little bit light. Okay, let's do another one. But I'm not picking up a whole lot. So my clay stamp isn't working that good. And I think it's because it's not absorbing enough of the dye. Okay. Let's put that aside. And I'll try this one, see how this works. Let me add a little bit of yellow to this. Darken it a little bit. Okay, I added a little bit of yellow. It's going to make kind of like a brown. Okay, now the yeah, okay, so it looks like the clay is not picking up enough of it, but it might give a good effect. I've got that about that much on there. Let's see what happens. All right, that one works. So I guess I just need to pick up a lot more paint. So that's why I like, you know, testing. Oh, this is kind of pretty. Testing is a good idea. Oh, I think I like this a lot. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It looks like fall leaves, you know, almost. Okay. It's just not picking up a whole lot of paint, but that's okay. I just have to not pound it so hard on the ink pad. All right, I like that. Okay, let's scoot some of that paint over. So it's not like a precision stamp, but it works pretty good. Let's see here. Okay, so this would be really, you know, if I kept going, you know, you can do it in the pattern or whatever, but it actually comes out pretty nice. I have a boring t-shirt and maybe I should try it on that, see what happens. Now remember my paper towel has paint soaked through, so I'm just going to pick up the whole thing, find a place. Okay, so I'll put it on top of the coffee machine. And I'm going to need, you want that padding because this surface, the counter surface is hard and it doesn't have enough give. So I am going to take some paper towels. Oh, wait, I'm doing the t-shirt. Okay. All right. So this is just a regular knit cotton t-shirt, and I had a hard time fusing the freezer paper. Remember, we talked about the freezer paper, and I have it sandwiched. Wait, which is the back? Okay. I have it sandwiched inside, okay, because you don't want the back of your t-shirt to get all the, pick up all the paint. I'm going to go ahead and just put this paper towel padding underneath the whole thing. There we go. Probably all crooked and twisted. Okay. Now, t-shirts are hard to get that fusible ironed on because it's thicker and it's a knit, so it has give. So you can't iron it. You have to press it, press it. do your best, okay? And I'm trying to get something bulky underneath. You got to smooth out the back too, because otherwise it'll pick up the fold or any creases you have back there. All right, now I don't think I'm going to have enough of this paint, and have a paper towel ready, so you got to stamp it, you know. Make sure your thickness is okay. Let's see, I need to add, I'll just add more violet, okay? It'll be like a violet leaves or something. And not going to add extender, just a little bit of yellow. And the cool thing is you can add different colors, and if you don't mix it up, you'll have different colors on your stamp. Okay, so we're doing this easy, low cost stamping method today. And don't forget apples. The potato is your friend. You can use that to carve all kinds of stuff. Okay, and what else? Celery. I've seen mushrooms. I don't know how dry you have to have your mushroom. Okay, I'm going to kind of stamp it on my paper towel, and it looks like I've got excess paint there. Let's see if I can wipe some of that excess off, because it'll just get blobby. It just fills up eventually. So let's see if I can get that out. I could run this under the water and get that out. Let's see, what do I have? I can get that out. Oh, stencil brush. Okay. You can use a stencil brush. Get that out. But I have to keep my stencil brush wet. So a little bit of water in here and keep the brush in there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to try this. Good thing this is an old t-shirt, because if you had a new t-shirt or something, it's kind of nerve-wracking. Okay, let's hope I have enough on there. Okay, we won't stamp it on like the most obvious place, just in case it's not coming out right. All right, that actually came out perfect. All right, let's put some more on. I think I blobbed it on too much here. Let's wipe off the excess. I think this would be real fun to do with children, especially if you make the stamps out of the potato. Okay, let's try this. Okay, it's going to be a nice t-shirt. A boring t-shirt is going to become upcycled into a fancy t-shirt. Here we go. I think I'll keep going. I hope there's like freezer paper under here still. Feel it. Okay, I've got plenty of them. All right, I'm going to keep going. So looks like this clay stamp is a winner. Let's get some more color on here. The first one I had a lot, you know what? I'm pounding it too hard because it's not picking up enough. Okay, the first one came out perfect. But you always want to put the first stamp somewhere not so obvious, just in case it doesn't come out perfect. Okay, I'm liking this a lot. And oh, that one's really light. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here, but I'm going to try to pick up more of the violet. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I picked up enough here. You can tell. All right, that's darker, good. That's what I wanted. All right, so I'll just keep going here. Let's see, my paper towel is still there. Okay, so because I have two different colors here, it's a lot more interesting than just having one solid color. And then because some of them are faded looking and some aren't, that adds interest too. Oh yes, I like that. Okay. Now it's kind of bunched up here. I don't know what's going on. Something is bunched up. Oh, the fabric. Okay. All right. Let's hope this one will go this way. Now you have to always check to make sure you don't have paint on your hand because you might accidentally, get it on somewhere you didn't want it. Okay, I'm going to hit this with more of the yellowish brown if I can. Now, once this is dry, I don't see why I can't go with make another color and kind of overlap. Remember we did that with the ginkgo leaves, we kind of overlap. That was kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to add more yellow because I want it more yellowish over here. Okay, it's darkish over here, and then this is golden color. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow textile paint. You can try using the other brand textile paints. They're probably okay. I haven't, used them lately. I just remember in the beginning when textile paints first came out, they were kind of like left a really heavy hand. And notice I'm putting in light coats because I don't, if I did this like super solid, it will give me a heavy hand. All right, I like that. Okay, so that's kind of right smack in the middle of, let me see if I can squeeze one in here. I have to make sure there's freezer paper underneath. Otherwise it's going to go through to the other end. Okay, that's getting a little bit chancy. Let me go here. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. And I should have just put freezer paper all over, I guess I could slide something under and try, but that's just too much work right now. Okay, this stamp actually works pretty good. I should stop there instead of, yeah, it's good to know when to stop. Okay, I better rinse this under the faucet. Okay, now this is my clay stamp, and if I have paint clogged in the little holes, I can probably dig it out and use it for clay later. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like. And move everything, make sure all your paper towels that have dye on it, toss it because it's going to get everywhere. I guarantee it. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, so here is my end product. Let me see if I can move the, okay. So I like that a lot. If I had freezer paper all over, I can just do the entire front, and maybe after this is done and dry, I can put some in the sleeve. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so let's move this somewhere safe. And it's going to have to go in the other one. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Now, I found some stencils that I had made a long time ago and I forgot about it. Okay, so I think last time, what kind of stuff? Oh, I made the wisteria stencil and the ginkgo leaf stencil. Now, this is an abstract design stencil. I don't know if you can see it. So it's one of those plaid stencil plastics. I don't know if you need to actually use a stencil plastic. I think it's just kind of sort of rough on the back side and smooth on this side. And you just cut it out with X-Acto knife. And I just wanted to show you that you don't have to cut out like actual image, like a leaf or something. You can cut out abstract images. And let's see, here we go. I think this brush might be good. And you can move them around, manipulate them, and add, just play around with it. Okay, so remember let's see what this one looks like. These were just little triangles I cut out with X-Acto knife. Okay, so that's cute. You know, you can just combine that. I'll show you how to go. So let's just pretend that's dry, okay? In fact, I am going to take, and you're going to go through a lot of paper towels, okay, and dab it just to dry it so I can demo it. Yeah, I picked up some of the paint. Okay, so I did that, and then let's say I could put this on the cuff of a shirt. I can just go along the shirt. This one's going to be a little bit darker. Yeah, that would, or like if you had a t-shirt and you just put it around the neckline or something. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, let me do another one. So you can just cut out like little abstract designs like this. You don't need to, and you can probably do this with the sandpaper. Remember I showed you how to cut it out with sandpaper? The thing about these plastics, you can see through, so you can lay it right next to whatever the previous design is. I wonder if you, yeah, I don't know if you can use just regular plastic, to be honest. So let's try, I'm getting tired of this color. Let me add a different color here. Ooh. All right, let's give it some green. Okay, I'm just going to blob a little bit of green here. Now, if your paint dries up on your spoon or whatever, you know, use popsicle sticks if you can. I just don't have any. Okay. I'm going to show you what it's like with extender and without. So you're going to get a light green and then you're going to get a dark green. So you don't need to know how to draw. You just have fun cutting random shapes. Okay. So I am going to use this without. And remember, I said don't just take a whole bunch and blob it on to kind of wipe it off, you know. Okay, so I'm just going to, and you just, if you want a darker color, just do it in layers. Don't just blob a whole lot at one time. So I'm wiping off the excess. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit darker on the tips of this design. And remember I showed you how to do two colors. You can put one color there. And you can do another color. I'll do yellow. I think they need to like have these in like tubes or something. It's just not very good at to try to get the paint out that way. Okay, wiping the excess off and adding a little bit more of this yellow paint. Okay, let me add a little bit of violet. Make it dark on the tips. Okay, let's see what that looks like. All right, that's cool. So, you know, you can combine this. Let me wipe this off. Now, normally you wouldn't do this. I'm just doing this because for demo purposes, I need to lay this on top. So see, because of the plastic, it's transparent. Oh, I just put paint all over somewhere. Okay. I can see exactly, and I think you can buy this at your local craft store in the stencil section. So now I'm going to add a lot of the extender, which it takes the place of water, okay? So it should be more pastel. But I'm going to give it a yellowish. Now, notice I'm not going in this direction because I don't want that the paint to scoot in. So I'm following the design. I'm going to give it a little bit more dark on the tips. Okay. All right, so see how you can combine just those simple cutouts and looks like I got it underneath. Make a design. I can keep going. Okay, I'll just do one more just so you can see. Pound that dry. And then okay. So the less you have on your brush, the less it's going to slide under your stencil. I don't know. You know, the good thing is I can see through this one, but I think the sandpaper grabs the fabric a little bit better, but the problem is you can't see through. Okay, so see how I can just make this design just with that simple 3 little curved pieces. Okay. And you can continue that. Okay, I'm going to show you one more. I did a funny one here. Let's see if I can do this way. Let's see. Okay. Let's say let me overlap just to see what it looks like. So I will take, I'll do the same one. And we'll just stagger it, see what happens. Okay. And I really probably use a darker or a different color. I'm just going to see what happens. So if you do if you have like test pieces like this, you can experiment and see what happens if you do this or if you do that. Okay, this one's I think I've got paint underneath here because I can see it smearing. Yeah, that's where the sandpaper comes in pretty good, but it's smeared. But you can overlap because I can still see a little bit of the other green color. So that might be cool too. Oh, I want to try to overlap with this one, see what happens, see what it looks like. Okay, so let's just do this, see what happens, okay? I'll just go this way. And then I'm going to use red. Let's see, where's a good place to put the red? Come on, red. Yeah, these really need to be in squeeze bottles. I guess you can transfer it. If you're working with kids, you might want to transfer them to a squeeze bottle. Otherwise you'll have a mess. Okay, so wipe the excess. Lightly go over this. I'm just going to do it very lightly because I just want to see what it looks like because those colors are similar. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I highly recommend this. This funny triangle thing, I just kind of did it. It's actually a good design. Okay, this is really cool. It's probably not as visible on the computer, but definitely you can see the different shades. I really like that. Yeah, that is nice. So just don't do like solid paint, do light stenciling, see what happens. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let me see if I can do a little bit lighter color. All right, one more. All right, see how cool that is? Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay, let me do one more because I haven't seen this stencil in so long. It got lost in something. So, all right. Yeah, I think I like the sandpaper better, even though with the sandpaper, I'm just going to have to guess the placement, because you can't see through it, but I can see this is not flush on the fabric. So the paint can scoot under. Okay, so that's one of the designs I did. All right. And that's pretty cool too. If I turn it the other way and see what happens. So you can get carried away, have fun, lots of fun doing this. Yeah, go get yourself. So I just combined those two and then make that real, it made that really cool swirly design. I'm gonna have to use some of these ideas for other things I make. Okay, where are we? Oh, we're actually almost done. Okay, so next week, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but these are actual silk screens, okay? I'm a little bit concerned about the paint clogging up the silk screen holes because this mesh is very, very small. Here's a homemade one. And then here's one that you can make using sunlight and um, it'll print you this is actually a screen. You can't see the mesh. I don't think there's a mesh. Maybe, yeah, there's a mesh. And you can actually, so I have to test these and make sure this works. So anyway, I hope you have fun watching me do this, and it's lots of fun, but you need to clear a space. Probably best to do it in the kitchen near water because you're gonna use a lot of water and a lot of paper towels. And don't forget the biggest thing is don't have paint laying around here. Don't have dirty paper towels laying around because it'll just get everywhere. I guarantee it. Okay. So we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.